Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you chant the Mangalacharanam prayers? I will join you presently, just in a couple of minutes.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, I warmly welcome all participants for this session of Prabhupada Leelamrit. We are in the 41st sitting and the same portion, lot more ground to be covered. That's where we are at right now. Basically, we are talking about Prabhupada's pastimes in India on his second visit. What all things he is doing, that's what. And after this, Prabhupada will start again a whirlwind world tour, because up to now he has been in mainly America and UK. He visited London. But now Prabhupada is going to take it into a worldwide movement. The prediction of Mahaprabhu, Prithviteya Chayadi Nagaradi Graham, Sarvatra Prachara Hoive Morana. My name will be chanted in every town and village in the whole world. There is a prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though his guru was telling that this will happen because it's a prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is none less than the Supreme Lord himself. But somehow, many of the Acharyas in Gaudiya Math, the God brothers of Srila Prabhupada, they started thinking, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not mean that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must have meant only the India, the portion of the Indian subcontinent. They thought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must have meant that only. How can Krishna's name be spread throughout the world? There are other major religions. Islam is there, Christianity is there, and so much of atheism, impersonalism is there in the rest of the world. Krishna is known only in India. So Mahaprabhu would have meant that. We cannot take that literally. They were thinking like that. But Srila Prabhupada had complete faith in the words of not only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but in the words of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who had repeated the same thing. And his own Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that this would happen. He had complete faith. And we will see in what an amazing way Krishna fulfilled the expectations of Srila Prabhupada. His efforts were continuously being crowned with success. In the early stages, we saw so much of challenges Prabhupada was facing. he was not tiring. Prabhupada was not tiring. Prabhupada was not getting disappointed. Why so much effort I am putting, but no results are coming? Prabhupada never thought like that. Why Prabhupada did not think like that? Can anyone suggest why this did not happen to Prabhupada? We never discussed at any point of time that Prabhupada was frustrated. He was almost willing to give up. He thought this is not possible. At any stage, when Prabhupada was in the ship and having those heart attacks, when Prabhupada was in America in the most unfavorable situations, for 1 year he was struggling, there was no results. And then Prabhupada again had a stroke in America. He had just registered his movement, but he had a very severe stroke. In all these situations, or even earlier when Prabhupada was trying to promote League of Devotees in Jhansi, his business failed, his finances failed, his efforts in spiritual teaching failed. Did at any point of time, we see Prabhupada feeling frustrated, becoming hopeless, thinking, why Krishna is not helping me, like that. So why Prabhupada did not face this problem, which any of us is prone to face if we have put in so much effort in a project, but nothing is happening even after a long time. We are likely to become dejected and frustrated, and we will start questioning ourselves, am I doing the right thing? So why Prabhupada is not affected by these feelings of disappointment? Please. Devotees.
Because
Hare
maybe
Krishna,
he's-
Yes. Yes, Meena Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Maybe he was thinking like his Guru has ordered, Guruji has ordered him to go on spread Krishna consciousness in the West, so he had that much confidence and in his Guru, and he will know that Krishna will help him. There may be so many obstacles because of the material world. There will be so many obstacles in the process of in the path of bhakti, but he had strong faith on Krishna and Guru, and that's why he didn't get rejected or didn't get any kind of
Very right.
frustration.
Very right. Wonderful, wonderful explanation, Mataji. Thank you. Anyone else would like to supplement this? Yeah. Other devotees? Yes. You want to supplement what Mataji said? Very correctly, Veena Mataji explained it. Anyone want to supplement this with your own ideas, points?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada was surrendered, completely 100% surrendered soul, and
Yes.
he was in a spiritual platform.
Yes.
So there is no chance of his getting any doubt about the
Yeah.
activity that he is approaching for.
Yeah, very, very right. Very right. Yeah. Thank you for thank you. So actually, we are all, trained to look for results. We study to get first rank in the class. We make any effort, we are constantly meditating on the result. We are working towards that only. And if that result doesn't come, we become dejected. But for Prabhupada, his Guru's instructions, he is executing. That's what is important.
Yes.
I am executing my Guru's instructions. What he has told me, I am doing it. Everything else is in the hands of my Guru and in the hands of Krishna. So I will proceed. This is one important point. Second important thing, very interesting thing about Prabhupada is, even though he was completely surrendered, he was executing the orders of his Guru Maharaj, but at no point of time, Prabhupada became sort of mechanical. Oh, I am doing, somewhere in my back of my mind, I know this is a very difficult task. It may not succeed. I am in a Western world where people are not very favorable. So I am making my efforts. It's okay. Prabhupada did not do like that. Prabhupada put his whole heart into what he was doing. All his energies he put into what he was doing. And he was always creative. I have repeated this many times in our classes that Satsvarup Maharaj says, Prabhupada, at any point of time, his head was filled with ideas. That means constantly he's meditating. What can I do next? So if some effort doesn't succeed, immediately Prabhupada will come with another tactic. And he will do that. So that way, see, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha, right? Krishna says to Arjuna, you are fighting for me, Arjuna. You remember me always, and then you fight. Then, for some people, the tendency would be, okay, Krishna has asked me to fight, so I have to make a show of fighting. But more importantly, I have to remember Krishna. And I know Krishna is in charge of everything. So I have to fight because he has asked me to fight. Okay, let me fight. I am fighting for him. So that lethargy doesn't come. My whole energy, my whole creativity, all my resources must be used. I can never become tired or weak or hopeless. I must put the whole. I am the instrument of Krishna. As an instrument, I should use all my resources. I have mind, I have body, I have words, I have intelligence, I have some financial resources. Everything I will use in the service of the Lord. So that way, these two things, very rarely coexist. I surrendered, okay, I made my effort. Ultimately, Krishna gives success or failure. The effort may not be completely wholehearted. When again and again disappointments come, but Prabhupada, we find that he's at the forefront of the war. He's the general. He's leading the battle, and he's never showing any signs of tiredness or weakness. If he does that, all his followers will lose heart. Prabhupada is full of energy and leading the charge, and all his devotees are happily following him. So that is what we see here also in Bombay Pandal. Let me see. We have already discussed a little bit of the Bombay Pandal, but now we'll go a little more elaborately. So Prabhupada called all his devotees. They were all there in Akash Ganga building, an expensive rented property in the prestigious location of South Bombay. Even though he had no guaranteed income, Prabhupada took this big risk. Prabhupada always takes big risk only. Big house in a very popular area where only VVIP people live in South Bombay. That is the address of ISKCON headquarters in Bombay. First time they are coming, but there is a headquarters. And Prabhupada told his disciples who were thinking, how are we going to do it, Prabhupada? You are talking about a huge, gigantic Pandal festival. How can we do it? Then Prabhupada said, when you go for hunting, become a hunter of the rhino. Then the whole world will take notice. Oh, here is a person who is hunting for the rhino. Whether you catch the rhino or not, they'll say he attempted to catch the rhino. Whereas if you're a rabbit hunter, nobody will take notice whether you catch the rabbit or fail. You will not be significant person. So Prabhupada says, go for the rhino. We will attempt to the biggest thing. It is in Krishna's hands whether we succeed or not. So Prabhupada is revealing his plans, and the devotees are amazed, and they became inspired also. Prabhupada has nothing in his hands, they know. Having come to India, he has not even a temple, he doesn't have a property, he doesn't have any regular patrons. How? But they were inspired because Prabhupada was so much inspired. Prabhupada was fully motivated, and Prabhupada is revealing the plan. What is that? He said, we want a huge pandal that can house 25,000-30,000 people. And we should cook for them every day, morning to night. We should serve prasadam to whoever comes. Opulent prasadam we should serve. And we should have programs from morning to night. And we should have publicity all over the city. We should have excellent sound system. We should have the best location. And we should manage all this in a very economical way. And Prabhupada did that. And then in a meeting, they distributed the responsibilities. Shyam Sundar Prabhu got responsibility for publicity. Giriraj Maharaj got publicity for fundraising. Then who was this other devotee? Madhudvisha. He was to schedule the programs on stage. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was pandal arrangements. Like that, all these plans were made. The devotees are thinking, where we will raise the money? How can we erect such a huge pandal in India? We are all Americans. If Prabhupada told us in America, we could have done that. We speak the local language, we practice the local culture, we know people there. We can do that. But in India, we are complete strangers. We are in India first time in our life. We don't know anything. How are we going to do it for Prabhupada? Their anxiety is they want to please Prabhupada. Can we really deliver what Prabhupada wants? They are thinking like that. How to make so much prasadam to give morning to night to thousands and thousands of people? Who will cook so much? Prabhupada was laughing. Prabhupada said, you are all Americans. So what is the use of being an American unless you do something wonderful? So Prabhupada is challenging them, pushing them, goading them. Come on, do this, make it happen. Let India take notice that you Americans are really great, dynamic people. And Prabhupada explained this blind man, lame man example. India is lame, West is blind. Let us come together and perform something wonderful. That is Bombay Pandal. The Americans and Indian Prabhupada, they are coming together. Indian culture one side and American ingenuity other side. Let us combine and perform something wonderful. So work is divided. And now let us see how they are performing. Shyam Sundara, as Prabhupada had told him, he is going big. He is not thinking anything small. Let me see. I will read something from the book, okay? So Giriraj is saying, Giriraj Maharaj. These people are all Maharaj today. Shyam Sundar, of course, he was a married person. He was not Maharaj. Tamal Krishna became Maharaj. Giriraj became Maharaj. Madhudvisha became Maharaj. And I already told you about Lokanath Maharaj and His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. They both were found in this Pandal. They joined ISKCON at this Pandal. So Giriraj Maharaj is saying, Prabhupada took Bombay by storm. As though a storm had hit, Prabhupada hit. The whole city was alive. Imagine, Prabhupada, one man has come and is making such a big city like Bombay alive with excitement about Hare Krishna festival. How was that possible? Shyam Sundar was our team. Shyam Sundar in charge of publicity. So he had made such effective publicity, the whole city knew. There were banners at all the major intersections in Bombay. Posters were on all the walls, many posters on every wall. And there were very big advertisements in the newspapers. Imagine, newspaper advertisements. With a beautiful picture of Srila Prabhupada superimposed over the globe. That was the picture. And the text was Bhagavad Dharma Discourses, a Hare Krishna festival, world preacher of Bhakti cult, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. That was the advertisement. Day by day, the momentum grew more and more. And every day, something new was happening. Finally, in the last 2 days, we got a huge billboard at the Victoria Terminus railway station. That is the biggest station, right, in Bombay. And that Victoria Terminus station, they put a huge billboard. What was on the billboard? He explains. In the busiest intersection in downtown Bombay. Because everyone knew about the festival already, where it is going to happen and all the details, in this banner, huge banner, there was only 2 words. What were the 2 words? Anyone can guess?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. That's all. You can see one sample in the picture on this slide also. Hare Krishna. Huge banner was put up. And everybody knew when they saw it, this is Cross Maidan Pandal. They are putting a reminder for us. And then Shyam Sundar, final touch of his publicity. What did he do? He arranged for a big helium-filled balloon, right? Big helium-filled balloon. It was attached to a very long rope at the Cross Maidan Pandal. In the same Pandal area, he put up a huge sky balloon and with a huge streamer attached to it, to the balloon. What does it say? Hare Krishna festival. And it was flying over the city. From anywhere you can see. On the balloon, it is written Hare Krishna, and in the streamer, it is written Hare Krishna festival. And the balloon is standing big and bright over the skyline. Everybody can see from anywhere. And everyone appreciated the ingenuity of Shyam Sundar. And he was doing it for Prabhupada, not for his own glorification. Prabhupada wanted this and he wanted to do it. He wanted to make Prabhupada happy. This is the mood of all the devotees of Srila Prabhupada. They want to make the Guru happy. To see a smile on their Guru face, that is their only goal. They don't want appreciation. They don't want any reward. They just want to make their Guru happy. What an amazing Guru-Sishya relationship, right? They sacrifice everything. They would not even sleep. Shyam Sundar, in putting up the London Soho Street temple, he did not sleep for months together. In San Francisco, when he had to make the Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra deities, he did not sleep for days together. The project has to be finished. That was the mood. Same way, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was in charge of Pandal arrangements. And what kind of Pandal? They put a beautiful pandal. See, the pandal was so big that 30,000 people can be accommodated. And the stage was so big, there were 100 American devotees in Bombay. 100 American devotees. Prabhupada imported more and more people. There was enough space in the stage for all the 100 people to dance. They were standing and dancing on the stage. And in the center, there was a red, huge Vyasasana for Prabhupada to sit, covered with a nice canopy. And then there was this beautiful altar of Radha Krishna deities. These Radha Krishna deities were ordered by Srila Prabhupada. 2 sets he ordered, donated by Birla. And 2 sets. 1 set was kept in the house where they are staying, which is the ISKCON temple, Akash Ganga building. 2nd set was kept in the pandal. Every day the deities would be nicely kept on an altar, nicely decorated with beautiful dresses and ornaments and all, with flowers and everything, and people can take darshan. And Prabhupada wanted to take the deities with him when he went abroad after Pandal, and he would install it in some western city, these deities. And the deities, for 11 days, they sat in the Pandal, blessing the program. And Prabhupada would every time look at the deities while speaking. He so much loved the deities, Radha Krishna deities. Okay, so the Pandal was so huge, and there were flashlights inside, there were decorations everywhere, and tube lights were there on every pillar, so the whole stadium was shining, the entire Pandal was shining. And 30,000 people were visiting. And on one side of the stage, there was a display of all the books of Prabhupada. So one side, display of all the books of Prabhupada. In the center, Prabhupada's Vyasasana, and in another side, Radha Krishna deities, decorated deities are available for taking darshan. So the huge pandal was in that way very nice, tall and spacious pandal to hold more than 30,000 people. That was also done. Okay, and Giriraj Maharaj was in charge of raising funds, and he was very successful. He raised a lot of money, and then they had a meeting of life members. In the beginning, they had a meeting of life members, and Prabhupada was going to address them. There were many life members in Bombay, but unfortunately, the meeting was attended only by 10 or 12 people. And even those people, when Prabhupada explained the size of the project, many of them doubted, how is it possible? All your devotees are Americans. They don't know India. How they will raise the money? It will come to several lakhs. What you are planning? How it is possible? How it will succeed? But among the life members, some of them were very enthusiastic. Names are Sada Jivat Lal, Chandulal Bhal, Kartikeya Mahadeviya, Kailash Sakshari. They continue to be very strong supporters of ISKCON. You will hear these names later on when the Bombay temple comes up. It's a huge story by itself. We will read it in the coming days. Chabdiya, G.D. Somani, and all these people, they were very encouraging. They said, we will do our best. So one day, Giriraj asked Prabhupada, can we use force in Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada raised his eyebrows, but shook his head. No, we cannot use force in Krishna consciousness. Then he asked again, but what if we see some of the workers being lazy, not doing the work assigned to them? Should we not force them? Prabhupada again says, no, we can never use force. Then, what about in making life members, should we use force? Prabhupada says, force we cannot use. I am reading Prabhupada's words here. Please listen carefully. It is humorous, but it has a lot of content, meaning that how we should preach. Prabhupada is saying, force we cannot use, Prabhupada repeated, but we can trick them. We can trick them. And then Prabhupada told a story. What is the story? He was telling about a boy who would not learn maths in the class. The teacher noticed. The moment the math teacher writes 1 + 1 = 2, this boy will switch off. He will not open the book. He will close his eyes. He hated maths like him. So the teacher thought, who will teach him? Then, you know what he did? The teacher drew the picture of a cow on the screen. And then he spoke to the boy. There was a farmer, and he was having this cow, one cow. He bought one more cow Then how many cows he had? Then the boy immediately said, 2 cows. So that way the guru started teaching mathematics indirectly to the boy. Directly he will not learn. So indirectly he was going to learn. So Prabhupada said, so people may be averse to serving Krishna. Prabhupada explained. But we can trick them and get them to serve without even knowing it. They will not know they are serving Krishna, but they will be serving Krishna. We can trick them like that. How? But we can never use force. These people are all businessmen. They are always calculating profit and loss, but they are also pious people and they want to go to Krishna. So you have to convince them that by giving this money, they will gain so much by coming closer to Krishna. And that is the truth. When they are convinced, then they will give you the money. So Prabhupada has a way, for each person there is a way to approach. Not that we should give up, not that we should make enemies out of them by strongly defending Krishna consciousness and telling them they are wrong. No, you go with them. They are men who think of profit. So you tell them what they will gain. Not only in this world you will gain, but in the other world you will go to heaven, you will go to Krishna, like that. Okay, so finally the program happened. What was the program? Kirtan, prasadam, lecture, slideshow, more kirtan and more prasadam. This was the program. And the Bombay people, they really liked it so much. Even though they were all commercial men, mercantile men, looking at money, but deep in the heart they were devotees. And they all appreciated the programs very much. The Radha Krishna, beautifully decorated deities, the amazing kirtan accompanied by dancing by Western devotees, the wonderful prasadam cooked in ghee that was being served from morning to night. And on top of everything, the whole show was being presented by Westerners. Indian culture, but presented by Westerners. So the Pandal program was very attractive to the whole population. The cooks were cooking at the site and serving hot prasadam, dripping ghee to all the devotees. And they were cooking it on hard coal, firewood stoves, and they were cooking and serving it. Khichdi, halwa, huge vessels, and they were serving continuously. And evening, Prabhupada would make his appearance and he would perform his kirtan and lecture on the stage. At this time, one amazing thing happened on day one. At the back of the crowd, 25,000 people sitting. At the back of the crowd, one American boy was sitting. His name was Richard Slavin. He had come all the way from America to find God. He came with his friends to Greece. They all came for a nice vacation, but this boy had no intention of going back to America. His intention was to find God. Let the others go, but I will find God. So he was meditating in a cave in Greece for 30 days, eating half a loaf of bread. That was the food, morning, evening. At the end of 30 days, he heard a voice in his heart, go to India. He had never visited India. He doesn't know what is India. He doesn't know Indian spirituality. He doesn't know Indian gods. He had never met Indians before. But this voice convinced him, go to India. So this 19-year-old boy, wearing jeans pant and a turtleneck t-shirt and a backpack, no possessions, no money, he was going to India from Greece by land, crossing so many countries, with so many adventures, almost life-threatening adventures, where he slept, where he ate, where he passed stool and urine, who gave him shelter, how he traveled. We know little, not the whole story, but we know something of the story. He has written an autobiography called Journey Home. So from this we know the story of an American Swami. That book is called How He Came to Krishna Consciousness. At this time, he knew nothing about Srila Prabhupada. This was 1970, 71 time. Prabhupada is in America and other places. Of course, now Prabhupada is in India. And he did not know ISKCON. He was coming to India by land route, crossing such countries like Iran, Iraq, Turkey, dangerous places, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and by land, he reached ultimately India. And he did not know where to go in India also, but he felt, I have come home. When he was in India, he felt, I have come home. He went to Himalayas. He stayed with the Swamijis there and all that for several months. Then eventually he had to come back to Bombay to renew his visa, American visa, Indian visa. He had come to Bombay. When he came to Bombay, he saw the billboard, Shyam Sundar Prabhu's billboard, Cross Maidan program. He decided, I am going to visit there. So this boy was sitting there. You know how he was dressed? This 19-year-old boy at that time, he did not look like American. His jeans pant was gone. His t-shirts were gone. His backpack was gone. All that he was wearing was a kanta and kaupin. You know what is kaupin? Is what? A small waistcloth, dirty white cloth, and a small dirty white cloth on the shoulder. Two-piece suit. One piece on the shoulder. This is all that he was having. And he had jada, long, he has lived in Himalayas. And he was completely tanned. He did not look like an American at all. Even the Americans could not recognize that he's an American. They asked him, do you know English? Because he was looking at the stands where Prabhupada books were displayed. And he was taking and reading with huge jada. The boys in the counter, they were asked, do you know English? He said, yes, yes. And he saw the Krishna book. Big story. Maybe some other time when you read the book, you will know. The Krishna book he took and he wanted to read it. He was reading. Then suddenly he heard Hare Krishna Kirtan from the stage, Prabhupada singing. And no, not that. The American devotees were dancing on the stage and he was watching. And then finally Prabhupada came to the stage to deliver lecture. And he called one devotee to his side, Gurudas. And he told him, he pointed his hand towards the audience and he said something. Immediately, Gurudas was waving like, come, like that. But he saw it. Richard Slavin saw it. But he did not know he's only being called. Not only that, Richard Slavin was a very shy boy, very shy. And there are 25,000 people sitting in front of him. He wanted to be close to the stage, but he was so shy. So he sat at the back, at the very back of the crowd. And so many people were in front of him, and there was a stage. But deep inside, he wanted to be close. He had seen Prabhupada from a distance. He wanted to be close. And now what is being happening? Gurudas came all the way through the crowd, picked him up, and said, you come. This man did not understand why. My Guru wants you to come. So he followed. They went to the stage, and Prabhupada said, sit by my side. So on that huge stage, by the side of Prabhupada's Vyasasan, this Richard Slavin, this little boy, he sat there, listening to the class. And Prabhupada said, come every day. And at the end of the lecture, this boy went to touch the feet of Prabhupada. But the American devotees were shouting, no one touches the feet of Srila Prabhupada. And this boy immediately withdrew his hand, thinking, oh, I have done a big offense. Because he has lived in India, he knows this culture. He wanted to touch, but Prabhupada's disciples were telling the fact that no one is allowed to touch, because what happens? People basically touch the Guru's feet to get rid of their sins, and that will affect the Guru. So they were blocking. But Prabhupada looked at Richard Slavin and smiled, and he said, no, he may touch my feet. And he touched his feet, took his blessings, and Prabhupada said, come every day. Okay, then the boy went down and he joined a long queue for collecting prasadam. Then one devotee came and pulled him. Just before he was going to collect the prasadam, one devotee pulled him away from the crowd. And Richard was so hungry. Oh, he was hoping I will eat this halwa, but he's being pulled away. And then they took him inside the tent. And there was huge prasadam spread was there. And they made him sit down and they made him eat all the nice prasadam. And they said, please come every day. So that is how, in due course of time, Richard Slavin became Radhanath Swami. Same way, Lokanath Maharaj, I had explained to you, he was a Maharashtrian only, but he was from a village. He had come to Bombay either for studies or looking for work. And he also happened to be in the Pandal. And he was so much attracted, he wrote a letter to the American devotees. I would like to join you. Please tell me. I am willing to follow the 4 regulative principles. I am willing to chant the 16 round. I am willing to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada as a life of my life. Please tell me how I can join you. He wrote that letter and they saw it and they were so happy. And eventually, Lokanath also, he joined the devotees. So like that, Pandal program was a very, very amazing thing. The Lord was blessing the program, right? So Prabhupada would sit on the Vyasasana and immediately one little girl called Saraswati would come to the stage, a nice blonde American girl, 4 years old. She would come with a garland and put it on the neck of Prabhupada. And they would offer dandavas to Prabhupada. The crowd would roar by seeing this sight. You know who is Saraswati? Anyone? This devotee girl, 4-year-old girl. Anyone? No?
No
No idea,
idea, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. No idea, Prabhuji.
I remember, Prabhuji, when a girl was born to 2 devotees. I forgot the name of their parents.
Nandarani.
Right.
Yes.
Nandarani.
No. These are the 2 people who went to London. 6 people went to London. 3 couples went to London. 1 couple had a baby with them. And it is this girl is Saraswati. That couple is Shyam Sundar and Malati Mataji. They are the people who made the San Francisco Rath Yatra happen. Malati only brought the first Jagannath deities to Srila Prabhupada, tiny deities to Prabhupada in San Francisco. And Prabhupada ordered Shyam Sundar, her husband, to make the big deities, using this as model to make the big deities. They are the deities right now adorning the temple in San Francisco. So this Shyam Sundar and Malati, before they went to London, they had a little baby in their arms. It is that girl, Saraswati. You will hear Saraswati many times in Leelamrit. She's such an amazing girl. One time, Prabhupada was sitting with a group of Pandits, Sanskrit Pandits in Vrindavan. They all came, recited Vedas nicely, and they had a nice question answer session with Prabhupada. And they were very learned people. And Prabhupada asked them, okay, I'll ask you one question. Who is Supreme Personality of Godhead? All the people were looking at each other. And then they told Prabhupada, it cannot be explained very easily. There is so much in the scriptures about this and all that. Prabhupada said, is it like that? Saraswati was playing with some friends at some distance. Prabhupada called her, Saraswati, you come. So Saraswati came, expecting Prabhupada would give her some sweet or something. So she came and stood by the side of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, Saraswati, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? She said, Krishna. Prabhupada looked at all these people. See, she is more intelligent than you. You have read so many scriptures, but you don't know. But she is a little girl, innocent little girl. But she tells the truth. And she is a preacher. She is a guru to all of you. Yeah, that is a symptom of a guru. You know the ultimate truth. And you preach it to people. What you know? Krishna is Supreme Person. Teach that. So like that. Anyway, so this would happen. Then the Prabhupada will wait because crowd is roaring. Prabhupada cannot speak. So Prabhupada waited. But the sound was not going down. So Prabhupada started speaking on the speaker system. And the speaker system was so powerful. So Prabhupada's voice would boom. And Prabhupada would deliver his lecture. And the first day lecture was called Modern Civilization is a Failure. And the only hope is Krishna consciousness. That was the title of day 1. Can anyone repeat this title?
Yes, Prabhuji. Modern civilization is a failure, and the only hope is Krishna consciousness.
Krishna consciousness.
Yes, that was the title. Powerful title. Because Bombay is nothing less than the Western world. It is a miniature Western world in India, that is Bombay. And there Prabhupada is telling them modern civilization is failure and Krishna consciousness is the hope. And on that topic, very powerfully, very forcefully, Prabhupada delivered a lecture. And everybody was listening with rapt attention, including God brothers of Srila Prabhupada, Mumbai, Gaudiya Mutt. Those people had also come and they were sitting. And if you recall, This Mumbai Gaudiya Math temple was found by Srila Prabhupada. When Prabhupada was doing business in Bombay, these devotees came to him and Prabhupada assisted them to raise money, to find a building, to install the deities and start the activities. Prabhupada helped them. Now Prabhupada has come back to the same Bombay, but now he's a sannyasi, Guru Maharaj. So, and Prabhupada spoke very nicely about how Bhagavad Gita is important and how important it is to learn Bhagavad Gita through Parampara system. You should learn Bhagavad Gita as it is and through the Parampara system. Prabhupada said, even before he went to America, there were 200, 300 versions of Gita. Not that people did not know Gita, not that people did not know Krishna, but there were no devotees. But when I presented the bona fide Sampradaya, Parampara presentation of Bhagavad Gita, then look at this. So many people have become devotees, young men and women, they have become devotees. So this is our mission, Prabhupada said. It is India's culture. People are hankering after this culture. People throughout the world, they don't know, but they want this culture. They don't know what this culture is, but they want peace. They want happiness. They want not to be agitated. They want to be happy always, right? They want fraternity, friendship with the whole world. Everybody wants it. So Prabhupada said, world is looking for Krishna culture. So Indians, you should prepare yourself to present Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is for all of us, Prabhupada is speaking. Then India will conquer all over the world by this Krishna culture. Prabhupada says, rest assured. But we are hankering for help from others. Our ministers, our bureaucrats are going to the Western world and saying, we are so poor, we don't have money, we don't have food, please give us, alms so that we can maintain ourselves. In this way, nobody will respect India, Prabhupada says. But here is something which you can give to them. Simply begging does not glorify your country, Prabhupada said like that. So anyway, so there were many things like that. I am just giving you a sample. So Giriraj Maharaj was thinking, if Prabhupada wanted, he could have flattered the audience and he could have become very successful. But no, with so much effort, Prabhupada was organizing this program, but not for his own glory, not for getting some cheap popularity. He was telling the truth as it is. So Giriraj Maharaj, his respect for Prabhupada grew even more. Here is a genuine sadhu. He has no personal ambition. He is only trying to give Krishna to everyone for their benefit. Here is a most selfless person. He is struggling to give benefit to others, not anything for himself. He only struggles to help others. So like that he thought. And Prabhupada spoke, this is science. It is not dogma. It is not bluffing. It is a science spoken by the Lord himself and understood by the acharyas. So you should follow the acharyas. You should follow the parampara. And that is a way to make your life sublime. Your life will be successful. And that is our mission. To make your life successful is our mission. Prabhupada spoke like that. So at the end of the day, all the people went wild about Prabhupada and ISKCON. And they showed the slideshow of Rath Yatra in San Francisco. And the audience were roaring that Prabhupada could perform Jagannath Rath Yatra in San Francisco. And 5,000 people were following the Rath Yatra, jumping, dancing, shouting Hare Krishna. They were all very impressed. And Prabhupada then announced, I will hold the Jagannath Rath Yatra in Bombay. And the crowd of 30,000 people just roared Haribol. They were all so happy. Day after day, the Pandal was success. And finally, the last day came. And on that day, Prabhupada performed a Vedic marriage ceremony. No, not on the last day. One of the 11 days, Prabhupada performed a Vedic marriage ceremony and initiation in front of this 20,000 audience. Prabhupada performed the marriage and initiation ceremony. The marriage was between the boy is a Swedish boy, the girl is an Australian girl. The boy named Vegavan, girl named Padmavati Das. American boy, Australian girl. And Prabhupada got them married. An Indian sannyasi was getting a Swedish boy, an Australian girl. The boy was clean shaven, head was shaven. He was having a shikha. He was wearing dhoti. And the girl was wearing traditional Indian sari with nose ring and nice traditional ornaments and garlands. So nicely dressed. This Western girl was there. And the boy was there. And Prabhupada performed the marriage. The audience was mesmerized to see this. And then 6 brahmachari, again Westerners, they got initiated by Srila Prabhupada. They were also having shaven head, dhotis, perhaps saffron or yellow, I do not know. They were also initiated. The audience was very impressed. First of all, they saw foreign devotees, foreign sadhus. On top of that, they were getting initiated. And even they were getting married in front of thousands of people. So during the ceremony of marriage, Prabhupada announced, this is the true United Nations. This is the real United Nations. And the whole audience shouted approval. Yes, this is true United Nations. By the way, anyone knows when the United Nations was created? Anyone historians here? You know? When it was created, why it was created? United Nations, right? UNO, United Nations Organization. Please, fast. No one knows. Okay. United Nations Organization was created in 1945. In 1944, the Second World War ended. Millions of people had died, including in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, just by dropping 2 dirty hydrogen bombs. Huge casualties, 2 whole cities simply obliterated, converted into ashes. And also from the radiation followed from these bombs, another millions of people were affected for generations. The children in the womb were also affected, maimed, blind, without legs, without hands, multiple fingers in the hands, like that. That was the damage caused by Second World War. Not only soldiers, common civilians, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, 2 prosperous cities in Japan, they were bombed. So the whole world was in horror. And they thought we should somehow prevent another war. We should disarm the world. We should bring the countries together and we will work cooperatively towards friendship, equality and fraternity for the whole world. This was the noble aim for United Nations, 1945. Soon after 1944, Second World War ended. Before this, they had something similar to United Nations in 1920. That was after the First World War. That was called the League of Nations. League of Nations failed, and it led to the Second World War. And there was now United Nations from 1945. How many more wars we have had after 1945? In 1945, perhaps there were 100 flags representing 100 countries in UNO. Now, when Prabhupada went, there were almost 200 flags. Where is unity? More flags means more divisions. More and more people are going separate. So Prabhupada said, what kind of United Nations? They are like dogs. How can there be peace among dogs? Dogs will only bark at each other. They will scratch each other, fight with each other, bite each other. And that is what is happening in United Nations. You see today also how they speak in United Nations. Pakistan will say something, India will say something, China will say something, Iran will say something, Israel will say something, Ukraine and Russia, dogs. That is United Nations. Prabhupada said, this is the real United Nations. Sweden is near the North Pole, correct? Sweden, Scandinavia. Somewhere near North Pole, near Iceland. And Australia, near the South Pole. Prabhupada brought them together. Such an amazing thing. Okay, finally the festival ended. And there was a nice article in Indian Express, fitting finale to Hare Krishna festival in Indian Express. I will just read a few lines from that. It was a grand fitting finale to the 11-day Hare Krishna festival, which attracted thousands of devotees at Cross Maidan in South Bombay. The decorated murtis of Radha Krishna were taken in a procession on a regal ratha from the venue through to Chowpatty beach in the evening. Dozens of Nama Sankirtan mandalas from all over the city spearheaded the procession with loud and ecstatic chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, followed by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada in an elegant horse-drawn coach chanting. Prabhupada sitting in the coach chanting. That also they have mentioned in Indian Express. Crowds chanted Hare Krishna on both sides of the road as the rath was being pulled. At Chowpatty, there were 4-foot tall deities, nicely dressed and decorated with jewels and garlands on display, and they were displayed on magnificent Simhasana. That was donated to the Hare Krishna movement by Mumba Devi Temple and Madhav Bagh Temple. They had donated. So during the celebration, Prabhupada spoke from Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam daily, morning and evening. More than 30 of his foreign disciples conducted Kirtana, Arti, and film shows. And Prabhupada will deliver his final public message to the citizens before leaving in a few weeks on a preaching tour of the major cities of Russia. Russia's, what is it? Russia was the Iron Curtain, correct? Iron Curtain, communist country. The Glasnost happened after Prabhupada conquered Russia. Glasnost, Perestroika. That was by, who was that man? Brezhnev, right? Russia changed after Prabhupada went there. But Prabhupada went behind Iron Curtain. Anyway, we'll be seeing it in another day. So with this, we are coming to the end of this chapter. A lot of ground to be covered. The last para of this chapter I will read, and that will be the end of today's session. Okay. Last paragraph is by Madhudrisha Maharaj. What he's telling. No one really thought Prabhupada was leaving India. Prabhupada is now going out of India. And no one thought that this would happen. No one thought Prabhupada was leaving India. In India, Prabhupada was the cutting edge of the whole movement. See, please recollect. Up to now, Prabhupada was in foreign land. His disciples belonged to that place. So through his disciples, he could get many things done. It was not that he had to go personally. These foreigners, he has to only guide them and they will accomplish things. Like the Rath Yatra, like opening temples and all that. Prabhupada had to guide them, inspire them, and they would do. But in India, Prabhupada was doing everything from scratch. Prabhupada was doing everything. So, and he was meeting so much success. So much success. Unlike in the West. In the West, any day, 100 people may come. Here, 30,000 people are coming. So they thought Prabhupada will not leave. He was the force. Things were moving because of Prabhupada. In the Western world, Prabhupada would give the idea and the devotees would expand. Prabhupada was the overseer, but he did not have such an integral, active part in the West. But in India, Prabhupada was right in the thick of it. He was checking the accounts. He was so much involved in the Indian scene that the Bombay treasurer of ISKCON would daily go to Prabhupada and show him the accounts. He was very much involved in everything. The whole movement in India depended on Prabhupada. Because of this, no one thought that Prabhupada would really leave us. So, if you recollect, at no point of time, the disciples of Prabhupada could predict what Prabhupada will do next. What is in Prabhupada's mind? When Prabhupada is doing something, already his further plans are ready. Like Prabhupada went to New York, he registered ISKCON. Nobody understood what is this international society. We have only one small storefront, 26 2nd Avenue in downtown New York. What is this international society? Only Prabhupada. And then suddenly, they never thought Prabhupada will leave the temple. But suddenly one day Prabhupada said, I will go to San Francisco. And suddenly a second temple happened in San Francisco. And then Prabhupada sent disciples to London, another continent. And there he opened a temple. No one could predict what Prabhupada would do next. He was guided by his Guru Maharaj and Krishna. So that way, Now Prabhupada, just see, Prabhupada has created such a vibrant movement in India just now. Only a few months Prabhupada has been here. And there is no other Indian other than Prabhupada. They are all Westerners. Westerners, Americans, Europeans. And Prabhupada is leaving the whole India project to his American, European, young, inexperienced devotees and going out of India. He's leaving India for several months. Just now, he conquered Surat, Indore, Amritsar, Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi, Vrindavan. He just took his disciples to some places. And they knew how Prabhupada is functioning there, how people are respecting a Vaishnava, right? And how Prabhupada is preaching in India. They have been observing. And suddenly Prabhupada is leaving them. Not that leaving them and going. He's leaving them with full responsibility to develop India. Like Prabhupada wanted a big temple in Mayapur, acquire land and temple has to come. Vrindavan, acquire land, temple has to come. Bombay, acquire land, temple. All magnificent projects, not simple projects, simple temple. No, magnificent projects. So Prabhupada has given them responsibility, but Prabhupada is not thinking, without me, what they will do. Is it not amazing? What do you say, Hare Krishna devotees? Is it not stunning to see how Prabhupada operates? What do you think?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. We are all stunned while listening to all this, Prabhuji. We feel how much, at least in this stage, we were able to join ISKCON. We missed so many years, Prabhuji, from 1970. All this, hearing all these, we feel especially I feel I lost so many years without coming to ISKCON. So happy to hear all these, Prabhuji.
Actually, it is not that it has all finished now. It is now expanding. See, it's Krishna's movement. We should never think, oh, the excitement is all now finished, there is nothing more. No, actually, the excitement is yet to come. Like in Goloka, it is not that yesterday was the happiest day. Not like that. It is always today, tomorrow, happier than yesterday. That is the situation in Goloka, in the spiritual world. Same here in Krishna consciousness. Every day is exciting, but that is how we should make it. Prabhupada, he came into a vacuum, but he created so much. As a 70-year-old man, Prabhupada went to America. In a world which was steeped in material sense gratification. It's not that the world was waiting for Prabhupada to come. Who was waiting for Prabhupada to write Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita? Who was expecting Prabhupada? Did anyone ask, oh, we want all these spiritual books? Prabhupada went and made it all happen. Prabhupada said, enter like a needle and come out like a sledgehammer. And that's what Prabhupada did. So it's not that we have missed the excitement. Yes, it would have been very nice had we been there when Prabhupada was around. But it's not that Prabhupada is not there. He reasons ill who says Vaishnavas die. Have you read this? 4-line. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes. He dies to live and to spread while living, he spreads the holy name around. So Vaishnava never dies. Vaishnava is there. Like Prabhupada never said, my Guru died in 1936 and I went to America in 1965. My Guru had died long ago. Prabhupada never said that. My Guru was always with me. Not even for a moment I felt separation from my Guru. So why should you and I feel separation from Srila Prabhupada now? There is no reason for us. Prabhupada has entered into the eternal pastimes, which means he is as available to us as Lord Krishna is. Prabhupada is equal to Krishna. Anyone who enters Goloka becomes as good as Krishna. So Prabhupada is always available to us. And what is more, Prabhupada told his disciples about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He said, usually the grandfather is more affectionate to his grandchildren, even more than the parents. Parents will be sometimes a little strict with the children, but grandparents are always doting on their grandchildren, always giving a lot of concessions, liberty to the grandchildren. So that way Prabhupada said, In my absence, pray to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He will shower you with mercy. He will be very happy with you for all the services you are doing. Same way for us now. We are connecting to Prabhupada through our Diksha Guru. But we are connecting to Prabhupada as our grand Guru, Grand Master. Right? Grand spiritual master. He's our grandfather. Guru is the father. Prabhupada is the grandfather for all of us in Krishna consciousness. So we should always have this mood that everyone in ISKCON is my God brother and God sister. It is not that, oh, I have a particular Guru, so whoever is initiated by that Diksha Guru is my God brother and God sister. Oh, he has another Guru, so he is my step God brother, step gods. Not like. We are all grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Our Guru is, Diksha Guru is connecting us to Srila Prabhupada. That is the service he is doing. He's connecting us to the Parampara. But don't think that Diksha Guru is somehow more important than Siksha Guru. If you think like that, you are a failure. You will bring a bad name for ISKCON. You will form groupism, which is very, very sad, very, very bad. It will destroy your spiritual life because you are doing a disservice to the movement. We should never think that I am connected to ISKCON through my Diksha Guru. We should not think like that. Diksha Guru is performing a particular function of connecting you to the Parampara by giving you Pancharatrika Diksha. Pancharatrika Diksha is for what? So that you can worship the deities. Deity worship, that's all. That is the only purpose. So other than that, Siksha Guru only is more important. Our mission is a Siksha movement. Many of the Parampara Gurus, if you see, they are all Siksha Gurus. Siksha Guru, Siksha disciples. So please understand. So that way, we will always be together. Any number of Gurus may come and go, but all the disciples are brothers and sisters. That mood we should always serve. So this is an important message that I want to convey to you, because all of you will be getting initiated sometime or the other. Never develop, because see, it's a Kali Yuga tendency that we always want to form groups. We want to form groups. We want to belong to some group, and we want to alienate ourselves with all the other groups. Like Christians, they think they are a group. Muslims, they think they are a group. And among Christians, there are so many groups further, and they think we are different from the others. We form groups by any reason, by color, by religion, by race, by language, but let it never happen in ISKCON. Prabhupada always said cooperate. Not that cooperate with only the disciples of your Guru. No. Prabhupada is a Guru to all of us. He is a Siksha Guru to everyone in ISKCON. All the books Prabhupada has given. That is our starting point. So please take this message to heart. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, I am afraid I am going to go off because my charge is almost finished. Anything you want to say? Any comments? Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat pranams, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you were mentioning, no, Prabhuji, like Srila Prabhupada is leaving the disciples.
Yes.
Leaving the disciples to their own, taking care of things like this. Yamuna Mataji, I saw in YouTube, he was asking Prabhupada, we are getting separated from you. We have to do it on your own. And then Prabhupada mentioned, it seems wherever there is chanting of Hare Krishna, it is ISKCON. So he mentioned that she said. So I just wanted to share that, Prabhuji.
Correct. The holy names are spreading throughout the universe. So I am sitting here and chanting, you are sitting there and chanting, and we are always united in the spiritual vibration, Prabhupada would say. And that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. He is always there in the holy name. He is spreading it around. So Vaishnava never dies. He lives in the soul. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji, I read the last 6th volume of Leelamrit. Prabhupada Leelamrit, the time when he was about to leave his body also, that time also he was so confident, and he told his disciples that I am going, but that doesn't mean that ISKCON is going to come to an end. You all are going to take care of it, and you have to be bold, and I'll be always there with you. So he said that though I'm leaving my body, I'll be always there with you. I mean, that was the thing. I mean, when I read that, I was literally in tears. The last moment when I was reading, it was really, I mean, the way he has taught how to leave the body. I mean that dying is not a real,
Have
though
you
it
seen
is
the video?
painful.
Have you seen the video final lesson? It is there in YouTube.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw that also, Prabhuji. I saw it. Until the end, he was just using his dictating machine and he was just
Yeah.
dictating. I don't know, really
Prabhupada was
amazing.
always telling that
Yeah.
I am an old man. I will
Yeah.
go time, but you have to push on with this
Push-
movement.
Yeah,
I have given you everything. Please don't deviate. Keep the
And-
ball rolling as it is. That's
yes,
all.
and that Tamal Krishna Prabhuji is really amazing, Prabhuji. Really, I mean, a person, we are not even a drop or a speck of him. And the way he had been with him throughout till the end, and he used to understand every action of his, every word of his, every expression of his, and he used to act accordingly.
Yeah.
Even we human beings, I mean, we feel that they are all divine only, and we feel that we cannot do anything like that, Prabhuji. It is really amazing when you read that.
Yeah, maybe even after we finish Prabhupada Leela, we will continue to discuss about some of his disciples and what they.
Yeah. Who was that Tamal Krishna Prabhuji?
He was,
I'm reading
he was also an American boy.
American.
And
Yeah.
he joined in Los Angeles and he was the most successful book distributor at that time.
Yeah, that time, yeah.
There was Radha Damodar bus party. And there was,
they used to go by bus. Yeah.
that was led by
Bus.
Bhakti Maharaj and by Tamal Krishna Maharaj. And it was very, very successful.
Yeah.
And eventually, Prabhupada said, you get out of this bus party,
Yeah.
go to China.
Yeah.
And then
And the way he used to, just like a father, how he used to reprimand his disciples, but they never used to feel that, though they were not Indians or whatever it is, but that bonding, Prabhuji, how he made with his devotees, disciples, they were literally in tears when he left the body, but just like as if he was their own, some part of the body had been cut off that way.
because they knew Prabhupada had no agenda except their welfare.
Yeah. And he was so, till the end, he was so active. It's really, nobody can be like that. It's like,
Thank you.
today only I finished, Prabhuji, that last stick.
Great.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji. When I joined ISKCON, when I came newly to ISKCON, Krishna consciousness, when I joined ISKCON, my first video I saw in the YouTube was how Prabhupada was passing away and how his devotees were grieving and they were chanting and all those things. That was my first video when I heard about Prabhupada, and when I wanted to go through Prabhupada, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. Like I was the first place when I after hearing about Prabhupada, when I wanted to see about his videos, and when I first saw this, that time itself, I didn't know much about Prabhupada then. Even then, at that time itself, I was feeling so grief-stricken, and I was so. And when I
because this is the first time we are seeing a completely selfless relationship. We have never come across that. Maybe in some books we have read, but here we are seeing in flesh and blood how there can be a true relationship with this based on pure love without any motivation between a guru and disciple.
Very true.
Complete exchange of-
Is nobody than Krishna. Krishna sent him, is God sent, and is that's what Krishna is full of love and compassion. So he is also just the same. Krishna is God and he is God sent. Both are same in one way. He is being sent by Krishna to since Krishna cannot come all the time here and cannot stay with us. So I feel that Prabhupada was with us to spread what is Krishna, what about Krishna, and all those things. So no way, Prabhuji. In this world, again, I can say that nobody can be like Prabhupada again.
Thank you, devotees, for your enthusiastic participation. I look forward to seeing you all again in this class. I have to end the class at this point. Please excuse me. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhye patitanam
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Ananta Koti
Koti
Vaishnava
Vaishnava
ki
ki
jai.
jai. Prabhupada